this tragic incident. We are very fortunate to be getting support from all quarters here today and into the evening, and we're very appreciative for everyone that is working to support the community and to support the active, continuing search and rescue operation that is taking place approximately 25 miles off our coast. We're very appreciative this evening that we have the support, the full support of the state government of the Commonwealth of Massachusetts, reflected here tonight by the fact that we have Governor Maura Healey and Lieutenant Governor Kim Driscoll who have arrived to provide their personal support in addition to all of the support that we've been getting from the apparatus of state government. And I want to turn the microphones over right now to our Governor Maura Healey. Governor?
Thank you, Senator. We're here today to offer support to the Gloucester community. We know that in Gloucester, fishing is more than a way of life. It truly is the fabric of this community. It has been what this community has been about for generations, for centuries. And that DNA of grit and resilience is something that we take such pride in Massachusetts. With fishing, we know, comes a lot of heartache and a lot of uncertainty and a lot of anxiety. And there are a lot of us that go to work every day pretty assured that we're going to come home at night to our families. But in a fishing family, you know, sons and fathers, daughters leave early in the morning, and there's no telling what's going to happen on any given day. And obviously in the last 24 hours we saw a tremendous tragedy. It's an active search and rescue mission at this point. But I want to acknowledge the sacrifice of fishing families, and in particular fishing families of the Gloucester community. I'm not from a fishing family, but I want all of us to think about the sacrifice of those families, and I know all in Massachusetts will rally around these families in this time and rally around the Gloucester community. I also want to extend my deepest gratitude on behalf of the state to folks who've been working incredibly hard the last 24 hours, to the United States Coast Guard, who's been out there with multiple assets, still has assets out there engaged in this search and rescue operation, to the Gloucester Police Department, to the Gloucester Harbor Master and the teams, to the Massachusetts State Police, and all of the officials and agencies who are hard at work right now. I can promise you that the state will do anything and everything we can to support these families and to support this Gloucester community. And tonight, we pray for those at sea. We pray for those at sea everywhere tonight. And we pray most deeply for their families and their loved ones in this moment. I'm now going to turn it over to Lieutenant Governor Driscoll.
Thank you, Governor. I think the Governor and I both have a special relationship with Gloucester. I'm just down the road in another historic seaport community. We've got some family connections here. And we know this is a close-knit community, and when you have a tragedy like this, it doesn't just impact the lives of the folks who are on the crew members who are on this boat. It affects everybody. It's one of the things that makes Gloucester such a special place to live, and why being here, supporting this community, knowing that this community will come together and rally around these families is really important. And as the Governor said, we're going to do everything we can to offer our support and our condolences as we move forward. But knowing Gloucester, folks will come together humbly with pride to help community members who may have been harmed or impacted by this tragic incident. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you, Senator. Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you. Thank you, Governor and Lieutenant Governor. And I want to make sure that everyone knows that with us also tonight are Gloucester Mayor Paul Lundberg from the office of former State Representative Ann Margaret Ferrante Drew Tarr, our City Council President Tony Gross, our Harbor Master Chris Lucido, and numerous members of the Harbor Department and the Gloucester Police Department, as well as members of Mayor Lundberg's administration. We can confirm for you at this time that there were 7 persons aboard this vessel. We can confirm that one body was recovered That body was unresponsive at the time of recovery. Will not be providing any further commentary on the identity or the condition of that individual. But what we did have promised you earlier in the afternoon is a full operational report from the United States Coast Guard, and we are very appreciative that they are willing to provide that. I would point out that these individuals to my left have been actively engaged since the very start of this operation. They've had a long day already, and they're going to have a long night. And I want to tell them that we appreciate from the bottom of our heart what they are doing. And we're going to ask them to give you an update on what has happened today and on what is going to happen in the next several hours. And I was reminded that I would ask you all to please spell your last name when you come to the microphone. So first, we're going to hear from Captain of United States Coast Guard Sector Boston, Jamie Frederick. Captain?
Thank you, Senator. Appreciate it. Governor, Lieutenant Governor, Mr. Mayor, good evening. My last name is Frederick, Frederick. I want to start off by saying we in the United States Coast Guard, particularly Sector Boston and here in Gloucester, we understand, as the governor so eloquently described, the tight-knit communities, the importance of fishing here in the community of Gloucester and all along the North Shore and the South Shore of Massachusetts. And as the Senator stated, we have been searching since we received a electronic beacon that went off early this morning. We immediately launched assets. We had a bias for action. We put a helicopter out, and the helicopter within an hour, I think just about within 40 minutes, found a debris field. And as the Senator mentioned, there was one unresponsive person who we recovered. I do want to back up and say that our most heartfelt thoughts and prayers are with the entire community. And what I promised the folks that I've spoken to this evening is we will give this 110%. We will search as hard as we can and as long as we can until we believe that we get to a point where there really is no reasonable expectation of survival. So we are 100% in search and rescue mode right now. And I think maybe what would be helpful, I'm going to ask Commander Tim Jones, our response department head, to just walk you through a timeline, and then I'm happy to take any questions about the operations if you have any.
All right. Thank you, Captain. Governor, Lieutenant Governor. As stated, my name is Timothy Jones, Jones. I'm the Search and Rescue Mission Coordinator for this particular case for our Coast Guard search efforts trying to find the fishing vessel Lily Jean and the crew. I'll run you through a quick timeline of events as we know they transpired and Coast Guard search efforts up until this point. So at around 6:40 a.m. This morning we received, as the captain mentioned, a radio distress beacon from the ship indicating that there was an issue. We quickly launched Air Station Cape Cod helicopter, an H-60 helicopter, to respond, as well as a small boat, a 47-foot motor lifeboat out of Station Gloucester, located right next door. The helicopter arrived on scene at approximately 7:15, and shortly thereafter identified the debris field and the one individual that was unresponsive. Shortly thereafter, the small boat from the station did recover that person and brought them to shore. On scene during the initial search efforts, they also identified a life raft, which unfortunately was empty. No survivors found, and the individual that was recovered also was unfortunately not wearing a survival suit. We also had deployed a fixed-wing aircraft with a very sophisticated search and sensor package on board, and we have a Coast Guard cutter, two Coast Guard cutters, one that is 140 foot and another 87-foot Coast Guard cutter that provide search efforts during the search efforts today. And we continue, as the captain mentioned, we will continue to search throughout the night with the cutter and hoping to find some additional folks as we continue. But that's the brief overview of the case as it is, and we'll open up to any questions that you might have at this moment.
Do you have any idea where the fishing boat was headed, if it was coming back or going out?
It was initially located approximately 22 miles east of Gloucester, of Cape Ann. And our understanding is that they were coming back in full of fish. We understand that they might have had a casualty to their fishing gear, which required them to come in to fix it before they could go back out to do more fishing.
Describe
So
the
does that tell
debris
you
field that you saw. What is it exactly that you saw there, and how widespread was it? And does such vessel have only one life raft, or how many are there?
So with the life rafts, yes, just one, and that one life raft deployed as designed, and like I said, unfortunately was empty. As far as the search size of the debris field, initially is approximately 1/2 mile by 1/2 mile, so fairly confined at the initial time that the helicopter arrived on scene. As of approximately 2 hours ago, that 1/2 mile by 1/2 mile expanded to probably 1/2 mile by 4 nautical mile search area. That 4 nautical miles was running north to south as it pushed southerly with the winds and currents.
And what are the weather conditions, and what are the challenges, unique challenges that you've encountered in this operation?
Yeah, so the weather certainly did present some challenges during the search. We were seeing sea states just under 10 feet and winds that were from 20 gusting to 35 knots offshore. But the most challenging part of it was probably the sea spray and the freezing conditions as the sea spray covers over the boat and then it quickly freezes when it hits the cold metal. Does present a rather large hazard and risk to the crew as it upsets the righting arm of the ship and makes them more likely to potentially capsize.
You mentioned that the boat was full of fish when it was coming back. Are there any indications that they encountered trouble, any indications with the boat?
No, ma'am. So other than the distress beacon that we received, there was no Mayday distress broadcast that the ship was able to make beforehand. So our first notification of any issue was the distress beacon. And then once we arrived on scene, as I mentioned, the ship was no longer on the surface, and it was just the remnants of any floating debris that would come off the boat as it would sink.